I moved to Pine Hollow Estates for peace, nature, and a little time on the water. I'm a retired software developer turned quiet living outdoorsman, and my favorite hobby is fishing. The community lake behind my house was supposed to be for residents, or so I thought. I bought a lakeside home last year and was thrilled when I learned the lake was included as a shared amenity. Early mornings, I'd cast a line from the small dock behind my property with a thermos of coffee and a quiet mind. That was my routine, peaceful, simple, harmless. Enter Karen Whitmore, the HOA president. The first time she saw me fishing, she strutted down in her khakis and clipboard and barked, "Fishing is prohibited without HOA permission." I chuckled. "It's a lake, and I live here." She didn't laugh. "You're in violation of Section 12, Clause C.1 of the HOA Code, unauthorized use of communal resources." I figured it was a misunderstanding. I went home, pulled out the documents from when I bought the house, and found nothing restricting fishing. I sent a polite email to the HOA requesting clarification. 2 days later, I received a $150 fine in the mail. Reason: unauthorized aquatic activity. At first I paid it. I figured it wasn't worth the hassle. But then it happened again. This time a $500 fine and a threat of suspension of community privileges if I continued. That was the last straw. What Karen didn't know is that I made my fortune writing back-end systems for logistics companies. I sold my firm 5 years ago for 8 figures. I keep a low profile, flannel shirts, beat-up pickup truck, but I'm not someone you push around. I decided to do a little digging. Turns out the HOA didn't own the lake. It was technically classified as private land, held by a defunct development trust that dissolved in the early 2000s. A few county documents later, I learned the trust's assets, including the lake, had quietly reverted to the county due to unpaid taxes. One visit to the tax office, a check for $8,000 in back taxes, and a notarized deed later, I owned the lake. The entire 12-acre body of water, the dock, the boat launch, all of it. The next morning, I installed a brand new sign: Private Lake, no trespassing. Owner, J. Carter. Violators will be prosecuted. Within hours, my inbox exploded. Karen herself came storming to my doorstep, furious. "You can't just block the whole neighborhood from the lake." I handed her a copy of the deed. "Actually, I can. And since I own the lake, your HOA has been illegally enforcing fines on property it doesn't control." She turned beet red. "I'll take this to court," she yelled. "Please do," I said, "because I've already retained counsel, and I'm filing for restitution on the fines you charged me illegally." What followed was beautiful. The HOA was forced to issue me a formal apology. Karen was removed as president after a heated vote. The community tried to negotiate access to the lake again, but I declined, not out of spite, out of principle. I reopened the lake 2 months later, but now access is granted through a permit system that I personally review. Only respectful neighbors who actually came and apologized got permits. And Karen, she moved out within the year. Today I fish in peace. I host quiet father-son fishing days and wildlife conservation events with the local school. And the sign still stands. No HOA fines here, just fish, respect, and quiet. Sometimes the best revenge isn't loud. It's legal, calm, and comes with a stocked lake all to yourself.